If you're somebody that has been planning on buying a home in the city of White Rock or anywhere for that matter, and you have been planning your move, you're definitely going to want to get into today's video because I'm going to teach you exactly how to strategize to make sure that you are not only getting the exact home that you want, but you are able to get the absolute best price on that home you could ever imagine. There is one key step, almost a magic secret ingredient to help you navigate the market like an absolute pro, and that's called the sales to active ratio. Whoa, the sales to active ratio, does that ever sound boring? Yeah, well, it does, but it is a number that is going to be your absolute best friend. And that's because knowing this ratio is the difference between just mindlessly participating in the market when either buying or selling a home versus absolutely guaranteeing you get the home that you want and on the most favorable terms that you could ever imagine. And I get it. If you're a home buyer or you're someone that has bought a home before, you're thinking,
I can just wing it. I don't need to know these market conditions. I've done this before.
It shouldn't be that complicated and it shouldn't be that hard.
well, that's where you would be absolutely
Dead wrong.
Imagine severely overpaying for a home, or worse yet, finding a dream home that you do not secure because you don't know what the market conditions are actually doing and how to best craft your offer. I'm going to show you how me and my clients nail the purchase or the sale every single time and get the absolute best results that they could ever imagine. If that all sounds good and something like you want to learn about, well, let's jump into it. Hey, I'm Darren, team leader of a top performing real estate team serving Surrey BC and the surrounding areas. You might have seen me featured in big media like on Global TV, CTV, or in various newsprints like Business in Vancouver or the Georgia Strait. I created this YouTube channel to help you learn all about the areas of White Rock and Surrey BC and to offer a trusted voice for everything going on with real estate in British Columbia. Our team has helped hundreds and hundreds of people just like you buy or sell a home. So if you find yourself looking for help, connect with us by checking out the video description below, where you'll also find tons of valuable information and downloads for both home buyers and sellers. Now, enjoy the video. All right, so gaining this knowledge on the sales to active ratio is your number one step to being able to participate in the market like a pro. And this video is not a step-by-step guide on everything you should do or consider doing prior to buying a home. But with that being said, stick around to the end because we're going to let you know about a video just like that coming up soon. So a good time to remind you to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on anything going on with Surrey BC, White Rock BC, or anything going on in the crazy world of British Columbia real estate. So to start, there might be a little bit of confusion about what the sales to active ratio actually means. And really it's just supply and demand at its finest. Is the market currently in the favor of a seller, or is it currently in the favor of a buyer? Or maybe it's a balanced market where there's no real advantage to either party. So how would you figure that out and how would you know? If you're unfamiliar with basic supply and demand, well, this is kind of how the market works and really how it dictates how houses remain available and also how much they sell for. Imagine you and 100 of your closest friends want to go see your favorite band at a concert venue near you. Now, the problem is this venue, well, it only holds 10 people. And because there's 100 of you, that means there's only one ticket available for every 10 people. Since there's more people that want tickets than there are tickets available, prices likely are going to go up. Some people are even going to be willing to pay extra just to get into the concert, driving the price even higher. In relating this back to buying or selling a home, this would represent a seller's market. The supply is limited compared to the amount of people that want to buy the homes, and this means the seller has more of an advantage. The homes don't remain on the market quite as long, and if it stays in that sort of condition where there aren't as many homes available to satisfy the amount of buyers that actually want to buy those properties, you will typically see prices increase. Going back to our example of you and your 100 closest friends looking to go to this concert, well, let's imagine now that rather than just 10 seats available in the venue, there is 1,000 seats available in this venue. And maybe this is a band that really only you and your friends enjoy listening to. So with 1,000 seats being available and only 100 people that are wanting to go to this concert, it's even easier for everyone, every single person to get a ticket. There's much less competition, and the price of tickets may even drop to try and attract more buyers to come. This represents a buyer's market with higher supply and lower demand, resulting in higher days on market for properties. And if the market conditions remain there, you might even start to see property prices coming down. And the last example, of course, is neither a seller's market or a buyer's market. It's just simply a balanced market. In our concert example, one more time, there is 100 people and 100 seats and no more, no less. So there's no real advantage to either party in this scenario. This is what we would probably consider a healthy real estate market. So you might be asking yourself right now, well, how do I know? How do I know what type of market conditions I'm in if I'm either buying a home or selling a home? Well, that's where the sales to active ratio graph that is available by your local real estate professional will really come in handy. So to give you an example of what we're looking at here, you can see in 2021, and this is specific for detached homes in the White Rock neighborhood, that between 2021 and the spring of 2022, the numbers were relatively high, above this kind of key number of 20%. After the spring of 2022, though, we've been floating under 20% for the majority of the last 24 months. And in fact, in August of 2024, we see a sales to active ratio of 9.4%. So why did I mention 20%? Well, 20% represents roughly about 1 out of 5 homes coming to the market are selling. And while that might not seem like a very high number, in fact, 1 out of 5 homes selling actually represents a seller's market condition. The absolute truth is not every home that goes to the market sells. There's lots of people with overpriced listings, tire kickers, homes that are completely beat up, homes that aren't marketed appropriately, homes that simply just are not going to sell. And that's consistent regardless of what the market conditions are doing. In fact, even in some of the busiest market conditions we've ever experienced in White Rock, Surrey, or the entire Fraser Valley, at times only roughly about 50% of the homes that were coming to the market were still actually selling, leaving roughly about 50% of homes that came to the market not doing anything at all. So anything above 20% in a sales to active ratio puts you into a seller's market condition. The higher you get away from this 20%, well, likely the quicker the prices are going to go up. Well, what about a buyer's market condition? And there's a little bit of argument on this, but a buyer's market condition is usually recognized anywhere between 12 to 15% or lower. This means inventory is piling up, and the further away from 15% that number gets, let's say it gets down to 9% in our example in White Rock for detached homes, well, there's a very good chance that you're starting to see prices soften when you have a ratio in and around that number. But it's got to stay there a little bit too. There's kind of a famous saying about prices with real estate is when they go up, they take the elevator and get there quickly, but when they soften or go down, they take the stairs. Knowing these numbers is absolutely critical for what you're buying, regardless if you're buying a condominium, a townhome, or a detached home. It's gonna help you not only craft a better offer, but also better plan your negotiation. And sometimes a negotiation is all about getting the most amount of money off the price of a home, but sometimes, depending on what the market's doing, it can also simply be just getting the home that you want and not losing it to somebody else. So you finally get to this point where you're ready to make an offer. It's nerve-wracking. You've got the tingles going and you're scared. You obviously want the home. You want to do the absolute best in terms of price, and you certainly don't want to overpay. You want what's fair, or at least to get a great deal. Knowing the sales to active ratio for whatever type of home you're buying in whatever neighborhood is going to be your key ingredient to navigating that market like an absolute pro. Now, if you're someone that is looking for a little bit more information on what it might look like to buy your first home, whether it's in White Rock, Surrey, or any of the surrounding municipalities, we did a video right here about the exact presentation that we take our first-time home buyers through when they approach us looking to buy a home. Additionally, you're going to want to make sure you're subscribed to this channel because we are going to be releasing a video on the first 5 things I would do if I was considering buying a home and how to better prepare myself to move forward with confidence. If you want to be in more control to make such a major decision in your life, you're definitely going to want to subscribe to this channel to make sure that you do not miss the next video. I'm going to encourage you, if you are somebody that is buying a home, to investigate the sales to active ratio for whatever you're looking for. And lastly, just stay educated, not only about the process, but exactly what you're doing. One of the great reasons to subscribe to this channel, and check out a video just like this one coming up next.